Salaam, Namaste, Australia. मैं हूँ मनीषा, आपकी host और दोस्त. I've come back after a bit of a break, but can you believe winter is well and truly here, and this episode is packed to the rafters to warm your spirits in this season of wet and cold. Cold winters and warmth of a fireplace puts me in a great mood for some smooth jazz. Luckily, the jazz festival that was playing in town provided Melburnians with a great hit of music, creativity, culture and fusion. Let's go and check it out. The Melbourne International Jazz Festival has been running annually for 16 years. The festival brings to town well-known national and international jazz musicians and singers for a week-long celebration. This festival is a treat for fans of Sinatra, Michael Bublé, Billie Holiday, Norah Jones, Louis Armstrong and Miles Davis and everything in between. If you love jazz, this festival is just for you.
It's amazing, love the bass lines, love the beat. It's really cool, it's a nice atmosphere, good food, it's just an excellent experience.
All the information and more can be found on their website. The Melbourne International Jazz Festival is unfortunately over, but it'll be back this summer with some more grooving tunes on balmy summer nights. Check out their website for their summer sessions. If winter's making you grumpy, the Light in Winter Festival at the Federation Square is the perfect antidote to turn that frown upside down. The Light in Winter Festival brings art and music to Melbourne every year in winter for the past 2 years. After dusk, Federation Square lights up with diverse colors from local and international artists, culminating in a spectacular solstice celebration.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, मैंने कभी पहले ये देखा नहीं है, तो एक नया एक्सपीरियंस है मेरे लिए, तो काफ़ी अच्छा है। सभी कल्चर्स के लोग हैं आए हुए हैं, तो इट्स रियली गुड।
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, ये
लाइटिंग है,
लाइटिंग का अरेंजमेंट और काफी आसपास में काफी अच्छी यहाँ पर जगह है टूरिस्ट के लिए।
The Light in Winter Festival is a free event for anyone and everyone to come and experience at Federation Square. In case you missed it this year, be sure to go and experience it next year. Since tax time is just around the corner, we want to help you maximize on your tax returns. If you remember Kunal Doshi from Dixon and Doshi Chartered Accountants, he's back with us to tell us just how to do that.
Hi, I'm Kunal from Dixon and Doshi Chartered Accountants, and I'm here today to talk about how to minimize your tax, as it's tax time and we're all thinking tax, tax and tax. Often it is the lack of understanding and knowledge of what you can claim which results in a poor tax deduction and a poor tax result. A big part of tax deduction is car expenses and travel expenses. Often you take your car to see clients or work between sites. We can claim your car kilometers, as well as other ways to claim car, and also domestic travel and international travel. Other areas of tax claim are self-development expenses. If you're going to seminars or professional development, working from home is another expense. Home office, internet use, business use of your laptop, iPad, etc. And another expense is any work-related deduction for which the work didn't reimburse you. Often a lot of clients forget to claim medical levy exemption, especially those who are on 457 visa or work visa or student visa. Medical levy exemption minimizes your Medicare surcharge and maximizes your tax return. Another way of maximizing your tax return is salary sacrificing, which is in simple terms salary packaging your salary in terms of car, laptops, iPads, or other work-related expenses. And it is a very smart way to minimize your taxes and maximize your return come the tax time. Negative gearing is also quite beneficial to minimize your taxes. I have gone in great details to explain how negative gearing works and what is the concept behind that. You can go back to episode 2 of Salaam, Namaste, Australia to know more about it. Okay, so now let's talk about what really hurts, the accountant's fees. Often some accountants charge based on deductions. We don't believe in that. We believe in a fixed price, no surprises, accounting fees, and that's how it should be. So feel free to come and see me. This year, let me help you do your tax return.
All those tips are very valuable, and I'm sure come tax time, it'll be great to have extra money in the pocket to spend on other things. We're giving one lucky viewer a 30-minute obligation-free consultation with Kunal. Stay tuned to our Facebook page for details. Bus, time for some paid puja, and without any further ado, I bring to you our very own Shuklaji, going crazy on dosas at the South Indie Van Dosa truck.
Salaam, Namaste, Australia. Welcome back to the foodie segment, to the delicious foodie segment, should I say. And as promised, let's taste some delicious dosas and see what's adding spice to the streets of Melbourne.
You are now in the mix.
Friends, we are in the van to see the man who owns this van and this concept, and we'll find out from him how he came about this concept, which is the first in Melbourne. Praveen, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So where did it all actually start for you?
It started from the concept which is missing in Melbourne. That is like street food where we can't get everywhere in Melbourne. That's the main agenda of my point. In India, when you go to India, you get everything anywhere in the streets, like chai, the dabbawala. We always miss that dabbawala. And I thought, okay, why don't we do something similar?
Sure.
So that's the main concept which dragged me to this sort of thing.
So you basically wanted to bring back in Melbourne what we left behind.
Yeah, that's right.
So what can our viewers expect from this South Indie van?
The main thing is dosa, which everyone loves it. Apart from them, because I took the South Indian, all different states, it's Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, all different states. So I chosen a particular dish from each state, like a pesratu, which is very famous in Andhra Pradesh, which everyone knows in Andhra, and ragi mudda, which is more Karnataka. It's everyone knows about it. So you got ragi malt. I don't know whether everyone knows it. It's from the finger miller flour, which is very gluten-free, vegan, and very healthy drink as well. So these all are the main items, but only thing is we keep cycling it. It's not all the time the same menu stays here, but we keep cycling it.
I mean, the most important question from our viewers' point of view, what is the one dish our viewers should definitely try?
The best thing I will recommend out of the whole menu is dosa, and we got specialized and we got a bit easy menu. We got a plain dosa, masala dosa, and keema dosa, and which is the main dosa which everyone doesn't have it and not seen in Melbourne is soya bean.
And so, Praveen, where can our viewers find you?
This is a different concept, so it's a bit different the way of finding. Instead of Googling, you can use this. Go into the website www.indievan.com.au, and there is a section called Track Us Down, where you can follow us in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Apart from that, you can straight away go into the Facebook, and it's called STH Indie Van.
And finally, how much does a meal for two cost?
We got a wide range of food, like we got dosa, different sort of dosa and puri and chai as well. So for 2 people approximately it costs you $25, where they can have an option of dosa, puri and a chai and either water or soft drink. It's up to them.
That is great for some great food.
Yeah, which is like mainly we maintain the standards of a restaurant, which we never go down in the quality, which is really good.
Hi guys, I'm Harsha. Melbourne is really lucky to have some fantastic musicals come to town. This winter is no exception. Wicked is back. Come, let's check it out. The musical sensation from Broadway that captured the imagination of a whole generation of kids is playing at the Regent Theatre in the city. Wicked, the untold story of Witches of Oz, is a parallel story to the classic Wizard of Oz. It tells the story of the good witch, Glinda, and her sister, the evil witch, Elphaba.
Can't say if I have been changed for the better, but because I knew you.
The Broadway production of Wicked has won multiple awards, including Tony and Grammy Awards, and the Australian production of the show has seen great success in Melbourne, Sydney, Singapore and Seoul, breaking box office records. I'm here with Steve Danielson, who plays Fiero, the Winky Prince. Steve, thank you very much for joining us on Salaam, Namaste, Australia.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
Tell us about your character, Fiero.
Oh, Fiero, as you said, he's a Winky Prince. He comes from Winky country, and he comes from a very privileged background. And he's a little bit of a party boy, and likes to have a party, and likes to be the center of attention, likes to be the most popular one. But there's a lot more to Fiero than sort of initially is what you see. He has this great journey through the show, from Act 1 to Act 2, becoming the captain of the guard, and he has this amazing love triangle with Glinda and Elphaba. And so for me, it's such a great character to play. I can relate to Fiero, and his songs are so well written, and they resonate with me a lot. So I really enjoy playing Fiero. Yeah.
So what's the most challenging aspect of playing Fiero?
I think the most challenging part for me is keeping it fresh. 8 shows a week. I think there is so much to Fiero, and we're so lucky to have such an incredible cast to work with. Being able to work with Lucy Durack and Gemma Ricks. For me, it's keeping it fresh 8 shows a week for the audience that deserves the same level of storytelling that the previous night and the previous show. We do 8 shows a week, and when you're in the one city for 20 weeks, it's coming out every night and giving it 100%, because you can't play Fiero half. You have to give him 100% every night, because he's a leader, and he's got such strong morals, and to convey that within the story, how it's been directed, and to give life to this incredible musical, it's a full challenge in itself.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's just, for the first time, I feel wicked.
Lucy Durack, it's wonderful to have you on show. You play Glinda, the Good Witch. What do you like most about playing Glinda?
I love that Glinda is always trying to do good, even at the start of the show when it's her intentions are a bit unclear, and she's sort of doing good in a strange way. I do feel like she's always trying to do good, and she just comes into that more and more fully as the show goes on, and through her relationship with Elphaba, she understands what it is to really do good and be good. And I really love that about her. I love the comedic elements of playing Glinda as well. That makes it really, really fun.
Do you have any fun memories performing the role?
Yes, it's always really fun. It's so much fun in Popular. I have a lot of fun with Gemma, whoever's playing Alphabet, but most of the time it's Gemma, and Gemma has quite a hilarious sense of humour, so I spend a lot of my time just trying to make her laugh, and it's really fun. And actually last week, Gemma and I both got to sing in front of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. We got to meet them, so that was a pretty awesome thing to do too.
Thank you very much, Lucy, for talking to us.
Thank you.
Now, if meeting the crew of Wicked wasn't wicked enough for you, we'll make the deal even more sweeter. One lucky winner is going to win a double pass. All you have to do is answer a very simple question at the end of the show. Get your green on.
Now, we all feel the occasional pang of guilt when we are throwing away food that could have been used better. Either we've ordered too much at a restaurant, or we've not stored it properly, or we've let it sit at the back of the fridge and it's gone past the expiry date. There are thousands of children, families and elderly people in Australia that go without nutritious food just because they cannot afford it. Second Bite, an organisation dedicated to reducing food wastage and ensuring more Australians have access to nutritious food, is doing some admirable work. Let's go and have a look.
Well, I'm Catherine Gokabi-Whaley. I'm the General Manager National Operations for Second Bite, based in Victoria, but I look after the operational team on a national scale. Second Bite essentially is all about collecting food that would otherwise, that's edible, and fresh, nutritious food that would otherwise go to landfill, and we distribute it to community groups and agencies that have community food programs that support people in need all around Australia. Second Bite started back in 2007 by two amazing people, Ian and Simone Carsons. They were at dinner in the city in Melbourne and at a really well-known restaurant, and they saw some soup was about to be thrown out, and they spoke to the restaurant manager and said, you know, what are you going to do with that soup? And they said, well, we're going to put it in the bin. So Simone and Ian knew the people who managed St Mary's House of Welcome, which is a community agency that runs a food program. And they took the soup to the program, and it just started from there. They suddenly realised and started looking around and saw the amount of edible, nutritious food that was going to waste, and said we should do something about this. So they took their Volvo station wagon, I think it was, to the Paran markets and spoke to a lot of the producers there on a Sunday and said, you know, what are you going to do with all of this? And they said, well, we're going to just put it in the bin, it's going to go to landfill. And so they loaded up their station wagon, and I think they recruited a few friends to do the same thing, and they started distributing to a few agencies. And the more they saw this issue, both from an environmental and a social perspective, the more they thought we need to do something about this. And it was a real call to action on their behalf. And so 7 years ago they started with their founding CEO Katie Barfield and a jack of all trades, I'll call him, in Russell, and it just has morphed from that into what is now a national operation. So I think in their first year, Second Bite collected something like 100,000 kilos of food. And this year, by the 30th of June, we have collected 5 million kilos of food. The biggest challenge is that even though, as I just said, we've collected 5 million kilos this financial year, and with our research and development team, we say that contributes to 10 million meals. It's a drop in the ocean. as to what the need is out there in Australia. So according to the latest statistics, around 2 million Australians are what we title food insecure. So they're people who in any given day don't know where their next meal is coming from or when they'll get it. So that's quite phenomenal in a population of only 23 million people, and we just don't think about it. It's probably not in our face all the time. And generally they are people who are experiencing homelessness, quite a lot of youth actually, and also a lot of low-income families as well. So we're really keen to try and provide support, and we do that. Like, we support more than 1,100 agencies nationally, and as I said, contributing close to 10 million meals this year. But what's needed, if you look at that, to supply people every day, we need to look at closer to 400 million meals a year. So there's other agencies and organisations that contribute to that, but we're really all just touching the surface. Obviously the other challenge for us is that we are a not-for-profit, so we are completely funded through donations, philanthropic donations, trusts and foundations, which is fantastic. We get very, very little government support, and that poses a challenge that every year we've got to go and raise these funds in order to be able to provide what is essentially a free service. So we don't charge to collect from the donors, and we don't charge the agencies for the food that we provide them. Well, there's lots of levels of involvement. So you can jump on our website at secondbite.org and see what we do, and there's the opportunity to donate online. Or to set up a regular donation. So that's probably more targeted at individuals. So something as little as a $20 donation will help us supply 50 meals to people. So there's lots of opportunities to get involved with Second Bite.
We promised you a couple of tickets to see Wicked. Well, here's the question. Who played the part of Elphaba in the original Broadway production of Wicked? Simply go to the contest tab on our website salamnamasteoz.com and answer it there, or message us on Facebook. All the best. Dude, that was a packed episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more in our next episode. Till then, this is Manisha and Team SNA signing off and saying, stay cool but stay warm.